First off, give me your name and title.
Brittni Dulaney, head women's lacrosse coach at Shorter University.
What got you into lacrosse?
I had never heard of lacrosse growing up as a child. I had played a lot of sports growing up, so basketball, softball, and soccer. But when I got into high school, I went to Darlington, so I'm actually from Rome. And when I did that, they actually had lacrosse as an option. When I played softball that first fall, Penny Braden, who was the softball coach, was also the lacrosse coach, and she convinced me to just try a new sport for the first time. She knew I was athletic, knew I had a lot of fun playing sports, and she just thought that it would be something fun to try. So I picked up a stick, and that first year I wouldn't say I was anything special at lacrosse. I just tried really hard, but I think because the sport was really fresh, it was just a lot of fun, and so I stuck with it.
Locally, lacrosse hadn't really taken off in the high school area. Can you see yourself changing that, or how do you see that changing in the future?
There have been some tries of starting things in Rome. I think that Rome would be a great place to have lacrosse programs, especially in the high schools. Women's lacrosse is a very low budget sport, so a lot of times, all that a player would need is a stick and a mouth guard and goggles, and then just your common things like a uniform. And with that said, I think most high schools could afford to add lacrosse, and I just think that it would give people a lot more opportunities to just jump into something new. It has been attempted in the past to create like a feeder program with youth in the area. I think that there's a lot of just other sports that compete with that, and so it's been hard to take off. But hopefully as the sport grows and as colleges continue to build programs, hopefully there will just be a desire for high schools as well in the area to add programs.
How does that affect your recruiting?
It does affect my recruiting. The only high school in the area that has lacrosse is Darlington, and so outside of that, anything local to try to recruit from is all from the Atlanta area. So there's a lot of powerhouse schools like Milton, Westminster, Kell, and lacrosse is just growing, and so everything in Atlanta is really booming. But in a lot of ways, for a college to be a successful program, it's important to recruit outside of even the South. And so a lot of times I will go up north. I've gone out to California. Florida has actually picked up its momentum in feeder programs of lacrosse, and so those high schools as well are great places to look. But it does cause me to have to travel a lot more than I would to recruit, just because there isn't much in the local area.
How do you feel not only about coaching lacrosse, but coaching lacrosse here at Shorter?
Coaching lacrosse has been something that I have enjoyed thoroughly. I never imagined myself being fully committed to coaching. I think I always imagined if I did coach, I would also be a teacher, or I would just do this on the side. When I first started the program here, I really fell in love with the relationship that a coach has with a college player. In college, there's just so much growth that happens in someone's life, and so they're figuring out who they are for the first time without their parents' involvement. All college students just make a lot of mistakes, and I love being able to kind of walk through that with these college students and watch them grow from a freshman to a senior and really into like women as they just continue to learn who they are, what they stand for, and those kind of things. And so coaching is a lot more than just the logistics and the strategy of the field, and a lot more of also just living life with these students. And coaching at Shorter, I think the athletic department has been just such a support system and has just been a lot of fun with young coaches and older coaches, and just having the ability to learn how to coach from other coaches who know a lot and give a lot back to newer coaches and stuff like that.
You're born and raised, and you said here in Rome. Why stay here? What is it about the community where you could coach at any college, wherever lacrosse is a national, worldwide sport? Why here? Why stay?
That is a great question. It is funny because in high school, I imagined that I would probably not ever come back to Rome. It was just a funny thing that I thought about myself. When I moved back to Rome, I feel like I was able to make Rome my own in just my adult life outside of college and outside of high school. And I think that really what you said earlier, it was just about the community of Rome. I think that there are so many great people who live in this community. Rome is just a very just connected place where people care about people. I think that a lot of this ties into my community at my church at Seven Hills Fellowship has just been huge in just having a place that I can call my own and a community of believers who just love and care about me, as well as just the small businesses and the local owners who reach out and always give back. I think that that's something that is really special and something that has really kept me here. I also didn't imagine I would probably be coaching for 7 years in the same place, and I have had opportunities to move on, and I feel like every time I just kind of come back to loving the area, loving that my family is here, and just loving just everything that Rome has to offer.
If you got a message for young girls that are interested in lacrosse, never played it, or parents that may think about getting their children lacrosse, what kind of message would you have for them?
I would say that lacrosse is just a lot of fun. I think that in the same way that basketball and softball have hand-eye coordination and involve like conditioning and mental strength and just being able to push through things when things are hard, lacrosse offers those same things, and it's just different and it's fun. Lacrosse also is growing all over the country, and so there are a ton of opportunities in college for just younger women now, younger girls, to dream big about being a college athlete. I think that for the more common sports, a lot of girls end up becoming walk-ons or playing at a small school. I still played at a small school, but I think that there are a lot of opportunities for athletic scholarship because so many programs are growing and building, especially in the Southeast. And so just a lot of opportunity as well as just a lot of fun as well.